What is the second phase of Operation Epic Fury? It starts with a B-2 stealth bomber dropping a massive bunker buster bomb on a target nestled in the Alborz Mountains surrounding Tehran. The target was chosen for a specific reason. Buried deep beneath the mountains, Iran has constructed a labyrinth of multi-layered underground tunnels. They built this vast network to hide their crown jewel, a massive arsenal of ballistic missiles. Their strategy is simple but deadly. Emerge from these hidden bunkers to ambush American jets when they least expect it. So how do you counter a threat buried that deep? You use a highly surgical weapon designed to pierce straight through thick layers of reinforced concrete. With just a dozen of these bunker busters, the military can wipe out an entire underground missile city in a single devastating strike. What is Phase 2 of Operation Epic Fury? 7 days of sustained combat. The skies over Iran are finally quiet, but don't let the silence fool you. Although the US has achieved near total air superiority, but the war is just entering its most dangerous stage. Phase 1 was about clearing the skies, while Phase 2 it's about targeting Iran's strategic ballistic missiles underground. These are high-tech labyrinths bored deep into solid mountain rock, shielded by hundreds of feet of earth and reinforced concrete. If you drop a standard bomb here, it won't even leave a scratch. But here is the problem: Iran is still not out of the fight. If the US owns the sky, why not just send in standard fighters? Because while Iran's main network is shattered, isolated surface-to-air batteries like the S-300 are still hiding in the shadows. For an F-15 E-Strike Eagle, the legendary bomb truck of the Air Force, one lucky radar lock from a rogue missile is a death sentence. And in a high-stakes conflict, losing a crew and a multi-million-dollar jet to a surviving battery is a risk the Pentagon simply won't take. When the risk is too high for conventional fighters, you bring in the big boys. The B-2 Spirit stealth bomber. This $2 billion flying wing was designed for one specific purpose: to go where nothing else can. It doesn't fight air defenses, it ignores them. Cruising undetected in the stratosphere, the B-2 is the only platform on Earth capable of penetrating this contested airspace to deliver the final blow, raining down dozens of 2,000-pound BLU-109 bunker busters to crack the mountain wide open. But where are the nuclear sites located? The forces targeted highly fortified, subterranean weapons complexes, often referred to as missile cities, which were carved deep into the bedrock of the Alborz Mountains surrounding Tehran. Where did this long-range mission originate? The operation began thousands of miles away at Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. 4 B-2 Spirit stealth bombers took off for a direct round-trip mission, relying on a fleet of aerial refueling tankers over the Atlantic Ocean and the Mediterranean Sea to complete the 6,000-plus nautical mile journey. But how did the military prepare the airspace for the incoming bombers? Before the B-2s arrived, US and Allied forces executed a suppression of enemy air defenses strategy. EA-18G Growlers jammed enemy radar systems with heavy electronic warfare, while fighter jets destroyed operational surface-to-air missile launchers to blind the defense grid and clear a safer path, successfully infiltrating the degraded airspace completely undetected. What was the tactical strategy for destroying facilities buried so deeply underground? Once over the target coordinates, the bombers opened their internal bays to saturate the area rather than dropping a single massive explosive. They deployed multiple precision-guided bunker busters, calculating exact angles of impact to collapse reinforced concrete entrances, shatter ventilation shafts, and exploit structural weak points, effectively burying the ballistic missiles inside the mountain. How many bunker buster bombs were dropped during this operation? The B-2s dropped dozens of BLU-109 at 2,000-pound precision-guided penetrator bombs. This strike was a key component of a larger 72-hour campaign that successfully hit approximately 200 hardened infrastructure targets deep inside the region. But what's the difference between the BLU-109 and the GBU-57 bomb? While the massive 30,000 pounds GBU-57 NOP is used to crush the deepest parts of a mountain, the GBU-28 and GBU-31 are the surgical tools. Let's break down exactly how this works. Once this bomb drops from the belly of the B-2 Spirit, it falls just like a traditional unguided weapon. The real magic is in the fusing. Ground crews can fit it with a nose fuse, a tail fuse, or both. If it hits the dirt with the nose fuse active, it detonates on impact, triggering the explosive conduit instantly for a massive surface blast. But if the pilot needs to crack a hardened target, they rely on the FMU-139 tail fuse for a delayed reaction. Driven by gravity, the heavy casing of the bomb easily penetrates the concrete surface of a building. Once inside, the smart fuse counts down the programmed milliseconds before triggering the 500-pound payload, destroying the target from the inside out. Considering its small $4,000 price tag, the sheer destructive return on investment is staggering. Before the war even started, the US cyber warfare team bombarded the Iranian with tons of spam emails, jump calls, and all kinds of online breaches to get classified data. This data doesn't just result in spam and scam attempts. It can also affect your insurance rates and ultimately will lead into a loan denial just when you might need credit. Incogni helps protect your privacy by regularly scanning and preventing data brokers from re-uploading your information. You'll also get a clear, real-time dashboard to track the status of your data. As an add-on with Incogni Unlimited plans, you can gain access to this custom removal tool. That's where Incogni comes in. Copy the link of any site exposing your information. Go to the custom removals tool, paste the link, and click submit. That's it. Then wait about 30 to 45 days, and just like that, your data is removed. So take your personal data back with Incogni. Use code AITELLY with the link below incogni.com/AITELLY and get 60% off on an annual plan. So, what exactly is the difference between the BLU-109 and the massive GBU-57 launching process? Step 1. The bomb deployment platform. As previously mentioned, a B-2 stealth bomber flies at a very high altitude. When the aircraft reaches the designated location and the conditions are optimal, it can release this specialized MOAB weapon system. The bomb is designed for precision, and the deployment height plays a crucial role in its trajectory and effectiveness. Then step 2 comes the targeting precision. The bomb is outfitted with advanced guidance technology, including GPS and inertial navigation systems, which are military-grade satellites. Then comes step 3, that is adjusting the trajectory. The guidance information and data is then transmitted to the bomb's 4-lattice motors fins located at the rear. These fins can move and adjust in real time, allowing the bomb to correct its course as it descends under the force of gravity. These adjustments are essential because the weapon does not have thrusters to change its trajectory. Instead, it relies on the movement of these fins and the high-altitude drop to control its flight path. This is why the bomb must be deployed from a very high altitude so it has enough time and distance to adjust its trajectory accurately. Here comes the most difficult part, that is step 4, impact and penetration. The bomb, known as the Massive Ordnance Penetrator, weighs approximately 30,000 pounds, which is around 14,000 kilograms. When it reaches its target, it strikes with immense force, designed to penetrate deep into hardened structures, such as bunkers. The energy upon impact allows the bomb to bury itself over 200 feet into reinforced concrete, ensuring it delivers its payload precisely where it is intended for maximum effect. How did the B-2s reach the missile caves without being detected? As stated, almost every aircraft has a rudder and elevators to turn and stabilize the plane, but the B-2 Spirit has none of these. This is because any vertical structure would reflect radar waves, which is why they had to design it without vertical stabilizer or rudder at the rear. Instead, they used this technique of split drag rudders to provide directional stability and control in a flying wing aircraft. But the most important is the composite stealth structure. Here, we find that all the edges are made of fiberglass epoxy to reflect radar, while the largest part of the wing is primarily made of graphite epoxy. Interestingly, the crew station assembly is made up of aluminum. At the base, since these areas have to withstand a lot of heat from the engine, they are made of titanium, a super strong, expensive material. Finally, we have fiberglass polyamide, a stealthy material able to withstand heat. This is what it looks like with all the labeling and segments assigned to it to give you a better picture. Let's take a look at the $1 billion radar paint technology, which is still classified, but here's what we know from aviation experts. It involves the use of radar-absorbing material, also called RAM. RAM is a polymer-based material applied to the surface of stealth military aircraft, like the F-22 Raptor and F-35 Lightning II. Moving to the belly of the beast and opening the bomb bay door is this weapon adapter suspension, which makes this bomber formidable. While the B-2 Spirit might look small, it can fit around 80 numbers of Mark 82 bombs weighing 500 pounds. Yes, all these 80 weapons can fit inside this weapon adapter, totaling around 40,000 pounds, which is approximately 18,000 kilograms of free-fall gravity weapon system. Depending on the mission, the B-2 Spirit can switch to this rotary weapon system, enabling it to carry around 16 numbers of AGM-158 missiles, which can cost around $1.5 million each. When ready, a B-2 Spirit can drop this weapon payload discreetly. The AGM missiles unfold their wings to fly towards the target, traveling up to 230 miles, which is around 370 kilometers. We make original videos from scratch and animated by humans, so please subscribe to not miss a beat.